Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend and your brother again, Samuel Namdi, and it is going to be an amazing time today. It promises to be inspiring. It promises to be amazing. It promises to be engaging. And I want you to brace yourself because you are indeed going to learn a lot on today's production. I have my very good friend who will be joining me shortly. But before I bring him on, I would want you to please do me a favor and share. Let's share this live and invite friends or families to be part of what is happening here today. So I'm gonna let you have some moments of sharing. Please hit the share button wherever you're watching us from, whatever platform you're watching us from, hit the share button and invite friends and family to be part of this. I am also going to verify to see if my sound is good. I really do desire my sound to be good. Wherever you're watching us from, whatever platform you're watching us from, hit the share button and invite friends and family to be part of this. I am also going to verify to see if my sound is good. I really do desire my sound to be good. Wherever you're watching us from, whatever platform you're watching us from. All right, I think my sound is good. Let me check quickly on Facebook. By the way, we are live on TikTok. At the same time, we are live on YouTube. At the same time, we are live on Facebook. And at the same time, we are live on Twitch. We are live on very many different platforms. So people are hearing us from different platforms, and I'm so happy about that. Okay. Now we will have more visibility if you can be kind enough to share this live session. We'll have more visibility if you be kind enough to share. All right. So today we are going to be talking about combating the untimely death menace amongst men. It's not as if we are looking down on women. It's not as if we don't want to talk about women. Please allow us if we sound a little bit selfish, but you would agree with us that men are being deleted. And I'm using the word delete because of the platform we are. The platform we are do not want us to use, the D word, the other D word, right? So I'm using the word delete. Men are being deleted every day, far more than women. So please, if you have a man, a brother, a husband, a father, an uncle, if you have a man and you want to learn something that would help him live longer, okay, this is the life for you, okay? You want to be part of this life production. You want to share. As a matter of fact, can I invite you to share to every man in your life right now? Every man in your life, every man. Your husband, your brother, your son, your father, your uncle, every man in your life. Please and please share this production right now with them. And like I said, don't think we're not thinking about women as we discuss. You will find out that there is a role that women can play in this conversation. So women are also inclusive. We are very inclusive people. I have a very good friend of mine. Listen to me. One of the benefits of the kind of work I do is that I get to meet good people. I get to meet very good, very kind people. And that's how I met him. I was, coming to his house with an amazing package. What he didn't know is I was looking at this package and I'm like, what is this package about? And then as I was coming to his house, he was just coming back from work on that same day. So we got talking. And I'm like, what is this package about? And boy, he shared a testimony with me of how personally he has been transformed by that particular product, right? And oh my God, I said to him, we have to come together and do a live production so that so many other men can be helped. He told me what his life was like some years ago and how he is. Like, if you see him, he's a hunk of a man. Like, oh my goodness. I say, God, this must be my 2026 target. I just have to look this good. I'm not there yet. That's why I'm bringing him on to help us to get there. Ladies and gentlemen, my one and only brother, Mr. Ludwig Henderson. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Good to have you. Good to have you here. Good to have you. I'm so excited to have you. Go ahead and tell us how important is this conversation? Let's start from there. How important is this conversation, especially when it concerns us men?
Well, first of all, hello, everyone. Happy holidays. I'm very glad that we met the way we met. It was
Yes.
crazy, so to speak.
Yes.
Because what are the chances that the owner of the package is
Yes.
right there to receive the package?
Absolutely.
Uh, I've been, I've been delivering packages for since I was 16, and I
Hmm.
know that's not common, not common. Anyway, so why is this important?
Yes, sir.
I think that the role of society, especially right now, is kind of underestimated. Maybe that's
Mhm.
the right term. Um, and I think that we are not, in general, taking the best care of ourselves as men.
Mm.
And for example, I worked for 17 years in this gym. It's called, I think it still is going in the Caribbean, maybe in US as well. The name is Lady of America. So it was for female. And I noticed that they have a lot of camaraderie. And when something happened with one lady, there's like 10 or 20, and there's
Yes.
groups and all of that.
Hmm.
When I became a father, I noticed that my wife had different groups in Facebook. So there's always like support among
Mm.
females. Not all groups are kind.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that as well. But when it comes to guys, men, I think that we lack a little bit of support among us. Uh, Maybe we try to not be complainers, or that men don't cry. So we have all those things embedded in our system. So every time you say hi to another man, how you doing? Oh, everything is good. Everything. And sometimes you can tell that everything is not good, but may don't cry, may don't complain. And it's not about complaining or crying. It's about share. And maybe my struggle, maybe you're very strong on something that I'm struggle with, and you can help me, and vice versa. But because we don't say anything, nobody can help. So I think that this is a very good outlet and a very good initiative from your part, uh, to have this dialogue and interaction. Because yeah, there's a lot of things that we as men need help, especially if you are already past 35, 40, 45. There's a lot of good issues that
Well,
we
I
should
mean,
be.
once you are more than 40, the Gen Zs will once you are more than 40, the Gen Zs will start referring to you as an OG.
Mm,
They start referring to you as an OG if you are more than 40, like you are old, like you are getting old. And I like what you say. Women have groups, support groups. Some of those groups are visual, some of those groups are physical, where they meet, right? And they are able to support each other. And but is that important for men? Because you're trying to say that what we don't have a solid support group where we can look out for ourselves. Are you trying to say that men really do not look out for themselves the way they should? And if that is so, why don't they look out for themselves?
I think that we maybe the root cause of it is that we've been taught not to complain,
Mm.
and especially, for example, I'm from the Caribbean, and I remember older people talking to me and saying like this phrase, "Men don't cry, uh, boys don't cry," and if something happened, immediately, uh, don't worry, you're okay. Just keep going. If I was riding my bike or if I was playing and I fail and something, something happened, come on, keep playing. Don't cry. Boys don't cry. So, and that's good because I know that comes from you want your boy to be tough in life, to become a man a tough man in life that don't quit when things get difficult. That's very important. But at the same time, you can listen and check if that kid needs to say something. Oh, I heard this. Oh, my elbow, on my head. You know, just listen first. Check what that person has to say, and then say something back. But I think that's might be the case.
I am a victim. Also grew up like many men, hearing, "Oh, you don't have to cry. Oh, you have to be strong. Oh, you have to be a man." That's how most of us grew up. Like we were not, and that bottled our expression. That gave us an orientation where we could not express ourselves. And I'm coming to expression. What would you say is the beauty of expression? What happens to you when you cry? Because they're trying to say, "Oh, don't cry, men don't cry," and they deny us a lot of things. But if it was the other way around, if we were allowed to cry and allowed to express ourselves, what advantage would that have been to us as men?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, maybe because I work in something that is physical, maybe you can prevent a heart attack. Eh, yeah, that's the main thing that comes to mind. Heart attack. Lower your cortisol levels. If you lower your cortisol levels, you can lose weight easily. But talking about more psychological things, you can feel relieved, and when you're relieved, you can think better, and solutions starts to come to mind. Uh, you can, yeah, analyze better the situation instead of be overwhelmed with all that grief and sorrow, and try to just hold it and keep going. Just pause, get it out, let it out, relieve, and it's like a pressure cooker. If you don't release it, at some point, and it doesn't have to be a heart attack, but maybe in traffic, something happened and you just, you
Just
know,
you just explode.
yeah, it could be in your job. Maybe your
Yeah,
boss said something to you and it was something like, and you
overreact. And the worst
overreact, yeah, and then you get fired, and that's, you
that
don't
part.
want that.
That part. And the worst part is when that outburst, that frustration, because you don't have expression, when it begins to affect those you love, like your children. Like, you are now being, they can feel that maybe daddy is not happy. You understand? And that is harsh on them. Not that he wants to be, but something underneath is eating daddy up. What do you say about that?
Yeah, you can get into your house very apprehensive, and you see maybe, if you're raising kids, kids have things in the way. It could be toys, it could be whatever, and instead of just ignore that or just say something in a good way, or basically ignore it, maybe you start creating an argument, and then instead of creating a good environment, you could be seen as, oh my god,
Yeah.
we were so good here, and now
And
daddy
he comes back.
comes with this. So, and you damage the whole dynamic and the vibe of your house simply by open your mouth in the wrong way.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's important. There's something that I do when I'm basically, I don't know, less than 5 miles to get to my house.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, Lud, no matter what you see, don't start with, hey this, hey that. Oh, no, 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 no. Say hi, kisses and hugs, play with the dog, and then if you see something, be gentle. It doesn't matter what you see. When I say what you see, it could be like, I don't know. When you get to your kid's room and you see like a mess. Yeah. So you really want to say, oh, I've been telling you that this and that, but that's your hello? Really? So I'm like, okay. And if I see it, I'm like, remember that? Remember that you say you're going to ignore it?
Listen, let me rehearse. Let me rehearse quietly what you just said, because there are points that when I hear them, I want people to take note of them. 5 minutes before you get home, 10 minutes before you get home, on your way home, start conditioning yourself in such a way that when I have, listen, I'm surprised when you say that. I tried it many times, I failed many times.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna lie about it. I tried it many times, I failed many times. You know why? Because I have a knack for organized environment. I have a knack that I have a knack, and it's not just something that started today. It's been with me from almost childhood. Like when I was a child, my environment would be organized. When I wasn't even when I was a single man, like you come to my house, you feel like a woman lives here. No, a woman don't live here. That's me, right? I like organization. So it kind of triggers an OCD kind of reaction, right? If things are not the way they're supposed to be. No, that's why I say that sometimes when I'm coming home, I'll be telling myself, oh, no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. And the point you made is powerful. How many men do that? We should learn that, because I like when you say lashing out being your halo is not good. Like what the children are, and sometimes you see them run to you to welcome you, but because you are now triggered by how crazy the environment is, you forget your hello and you lash out. That point is deep, and I needed men to hear it.
one uh, there's a word for that, a cue, one cue, that something that gives me a good cue or cueing, if I'm doing the right thing, or how am I being perceived by my kids and my wife, the whole family.
Yeah.
If I open the door
Mhm.
and what I get is a like a medium hello, like a hello. I'm like, I think I've been talking too much. Let me tone it down and don't say, oh, this and that and blah blah blah. Okay, okay. Let me and I go and I'm like, okay, let me rehearse, and I go into that moment while I'm driving. Okay, so remember, it doesn't matter what you see. It doesn't matter what they're doing. If they're in the computer, if you want to ask them if did your homework or all of those things can wait. Just say hi, hello, whatever. But don't start being Sergeant Henderson. No, no, no. Don't start with that because
And men are likely to be Sergeant Henderson. Men are likely. Did you see the movie? Um, s- um, oh Lord, what's that movie? Sound of Music.
yeah,
So you saw the movie Sound of Music. Now, of course I saw it when I was a very little child, right? But I didn't understand why the man in Sound of Music was like that to his children until I started growing up. I started having my own children, and I also see my father, and I also see most men. So most times, men always take that position of, hey, it's like a military, environment, and the wife, the woman he later married, was able to bring the man a little bit out of that military composition to relating with the children because the children were scared of him and they were running away from him. But that is right there a lesson. So the question we are having here in this discussion is what is the best? Why do we even do that? In fact, I'm going to ask you this question. Tell me sincerely, why do we do that with our children? There must be a positive motive. Like in our heart, we are not trying to scare our children away, right? In our heart, we are not trying to make them scared of us. There must be a positive motive, something at the back of our heart that we want our children to grasp. Why do you think men do that before we come to the balanced way of doing it?
I think it could be out of fear. It could be out of, yeah, fear. I think the root cause of it, because yeah, fear of what? You as a we as a grown man, we know that the world is not easy. It's cruel. It's cruel. I have a saying that the world is not Disney,
Come on now.
and as some people realize that when they're teenagers. Sadly, I realized that when I was in my 20s, and when you see your kids so naive, so you know, at the same time, you want them to enjoy their childhood and be kids at the same time, but you will want them to wake up. And for example, when they're going to the mall with my wife, uh, I want them to be alert, and they need to remember that sadly, there are people that go to the mall just to kidnap kids and do horrible things. They watch people and all kinds of things that we know because we watch the news, we watch those things in the news. And for example, I could be in the mall, and I'm and all of a sudden, I see my wife and I'm here and my daughter and then my son. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, what are you doing over there? Stay with us. And and then I let myself go, and I'm starting, and the kidnap, Amber Alert, and all those things, and then I'm like, yeah, I allow fear to take over,
is
and my
is the
explanation,
is the protective instinct that we have as men. Is
yeah,
the and I like the way you answered it, sir. I really do love. By the way, let me quickly give a shout out to everyone that is joining us. I saw somebody with your last name. I'm like, oh, this must be the wife. I guess I guess she's right here watching with us. Listen, if you're joining us from Facebook, from YouTube, I'm sorry, TikTok people. I'm not able to check TikTok right now because um, I'm here in the studio having this production. But hey, if you hear me on TikTok and you're joining me from TikTok, from Instagram, from Facebook, from YouTube, I'm just giving a shout out to you. To those who shared this live production, thank you so much for sharing. We are having a deep conversation here. So every man has a protective instinct. Every man we have a protective instinct, and we understand because we are now adults that the world is crazy. The reason we do what we do with our children is so that we can raise children that are strong enough to face the craziness of the world. Like if
yeah,
because there is this, we can't bury masculinity. We can't bury it. People are trying to, oh, you are too masculine. Oh, you are too what's that thing they talk about men? It's as if the world is trying to endorse men who are like women. It's as if the world is trying to say that the real model of a man is to be a sissy. It's like, just that, okay, that, yeah, man, you can't raise no boy like that. You cannot raise, no, I can't raise my son. So it's okay, no matter what. No, boy, you are going to get a whooping if you mess around here. Because I got a whooping while growing up. And it's not out of wickedness, it's not out of insensitivity, it's out of love. It's teaching you to be strong because the world is stronger than your dad. Like if you think your dad is hard on you, the
bro.
world, the world is crazier. So how do you survive if you don't learn how to toughen yourself up? And I think the role of men in the family is to teach their kids how to toughen themselves. Then the question is, where is the balance? How do we bring the balance?
I think that they see and observe how you control yourself, especially on those moments. I had a very interesting moment, maybe 3 years ago. The way I describe it, it's gonna sound kind of crazy or weird, but this is how I perceive life in general. So here I go. My son did something a while ago, 2 3 years ago, and it was something that it was, bad. And when I say what I mean bad is something that, yeah, something wrong. I don't remember what he did, but I remember that it was something that he was not supposed to do that, and I felt in the need of saying something, strongly, and I said to him, "You need to control yourself." And immediately, my higher self said to me, and you have to control yourself because you're teaching him to control himself. If you And it was so crazy because that was while I was trying to say something to him, that inner voice that I know that it was an external because I wasn't thinking about that, you know, heard that in my thought, and I'm like, and immediately I tone it down. I'm like, wow, that was something unusual. I was about to say something, and I heard this voice, "Control yourself." The whole explanation was so fast, faster than I was even able to say what I wanted to say, and I was like, so I finished my my little argument and blah blah blah, and but let's say I was about to say something from 1 to 10, maybe a five, and I watered down to a three, maybe, and then I was thinking, huh, that voice, that thought, it was outside of my loop of thought, and it warned me to be careful how I do things. I should control myself because I am demanding control. But if I don't show how to control myself, how can he learn how a man is able to control himself? And that to me was and still is one of my biggest aha moments.
That's
Uh,
powerful.
I was super crazy. I was like I was ready to,
You
and then
know
I'm
why?
like,
You know why that is powerful? That is powerful because children, they don't really learn by what you say to them, they learn by what they see you do. So, if I'm saying control yourself, in their mind, they might be saying, but the way you are yelling, the way you are shouting, you're not even controlling yourself. You're asking me to control myself, but you're not even controlling yourself. So they don't learn, they learn by what we say to them, but they learn much more by what they watch or what they observe us do. At that point, right, man, are you hearing? Guys, I hope you guys are hearing what we're saying. Let's move a little bit from that and talk about something again that is important. In the flyer that we put up, and I intentionally left our flyer on the screen. In the flyer that we put up, we accommodated a lot of areas that is where some men need to look into if they want to live long. And one of them is faith. So let's go with the faith, the family, the fitness, and the fight. Now, I want you to take them, I mean, start from anywhere you want, right? But I'm thinking of the concept of faith, I'm thinking of the concept of family, I'm thinking of the concept of fitness, I'm thinking of the concept of fight. Where do you want to start?
well, I wanna start asking or saying that our main vehicle to enjoy life is our body, not our car. And I learned that after an act or during an accident. I was a bike commuter in Puerto Rico. I'm Boricua. I'm from Puerto Rico. And when that car hit me, I don't remember the accident, but I remember the out of body experience. So that means that I saw my body from the outside. But long story short, the thought that really, to this day, I'm like, wow, how I feel myself if I see myself, if I see what I thought it was myself, that means that that's my device, and I can't participate in the 3D realm because I don't have a device. I can participate. So that was my biggest takeaway from that experience. And that's how I approach fitness. I'm a fitness professional since 2000, 2001. But now I see fitness as a personal trainer and fitness instructor, that I'm like a mechanic. I'm helping people with their devices so they can have a better experience in the 3D with the device to enjoy the 3D. Because if we don't have the device to enjoy live, we can't, and you can enjoy it. As simple as that. Uh, if I talk the same, if I say the same thing, or if I go more into the spiritual, of what we've been taught in church, the body is the temple. So if you don't take care of the temple, how can we ask for guidance? And if your brain, if you don't have clear mind and a clean body, maybe you're praying for discernment. You're praying for uh, that God reveals something that you want to figure it out.
Insights, revelations,
But if the device is not,
functional.
huh?
If the device is not functional,
Yeah, so there's no way that you can receive those messages, the revelation from God. So it doesn't matter how you want to see it. If the device is not running properly, it's like your phone. If you don't have signal, back in the 80s, if your antenna
yeah,
was broken, there's
you will have
no
no.
music to enjoy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that. In fact, I was setting up antennas for people, and today is more. I mean, of course, the world is more digitalized today. Is there are digital aspects and angles to it, but back in the 80s, your television is as good as dead if you don't have an antenna. So what you're trying to tell
Yeah.
us is that your body is as good as dead if you don't take care of it. Like you don't have right. Now remember I listed about four things, and I know we might not be able to cover all of it today. I listed faith, family, fitness, and fight. And I like the fact that you started talking about fitness. Now, fitness, because when you talked about the body, you are actually dealing with fitness because fitness is critically important for men. There are two things that I want you to clarify because I heard you say it. I heard you talk about clear mind is the mind part of the body. So I want you to help us understand in terms of the quality of fitness we should have. I want you to help us understand the place of the physical body and the place of the psychological body in being fit.
So we have a saying, and it's the body is the brain is the body.
Mm,
Uh, Everything that you do with your body enhances and is related to what happens in your brain. Uh, Not only your brain, but I don't see you. I don't know why, but anyway, uh, your mood, your ideas. For short example, you're reading a book for a test, or you're trying to finish something, and you feel overwhelmed. You say, let me walk around the block 5 minutes, and let me come back. Then you feel different. You feel refreshed just by that. You can do it with jumping jacks, walk 5 minutes, some push-ups, get the blood flowing, uh, breath work. That's fitness. I'm not talking about six pack, big chest, big arms, big legs. That's a product of consistency into the gym, or different practices. But fitness is more than that. Fitness is just how capable are you to complete all your tasks during the day. And if something happened at 3 a.m., you can save yourself and your loved ones. That's fitness. So with that being said, fitness plays a huge role for all of us, but talking about men, is, God forbid, something happened. I remember me and my wife, we've been together So this incident was maybe 16 years ago. We were dating. Something happened in the movie theater in Puerto Rico, and we had to run. Like run, because gunfire or something crazy. I remember that for some reason she tripped with someone. I don't know. She fell on the floor. Long story short, I grabbed her by her arm and we climbed, a fence. So we got saved simply because we were fit enough,
Fit. Come on
yes,
now.
to run, jump, climb, and I could help her at some point because I was, and knock on wood, I'm still fit to help and do what had to be done. There's a noise. I don't know if it's me or you. There's like a
What does the noise sound like? But can you hear me though? Can you hear me?
yeah. I hear. So yeah,
I don't have any noise. I don't know what the noise sounds
okay.
like.
No, perfect. So yeah, fitness is super important
Thank
for
you,
some.
Nani. We have people listening to just to remind you, sir, that we are live on. I mean, just a blessing to be live on many, many platforms at the same time. People are enjoying this conversation from TikTok.
Oh wow.
Yes, sir. We are reaching out to people from TikTok. I can't monitor Instagram now, but people from Instagram are also part of this. YouTube, Facebook, everywhere, guys. We are grateful for your presence, and I hope this is, one of the ways. I met a friend a few days ago, and he gave me a group of young people in Funny in Heartland, close to,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And now they go some days to play soccer. And I said, I've been looking for something like that because, you know what I do? I walk a lot. I walk like crazy. Even though my walk might have some fitness part of it, but I want to also be able to check how fit I am because one thing I discovered is if you run for a mile and you can't hold your breath, you're panting so much, your heart is hurting. I'm not sure that person is fit. But you are the fitness professional. Tell us, how can someone check if he or she is fit enough?
Well, there's so many things that you can, so many guidelines. Uh, there's push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, mile run, grip strength like hanging, uh, planks. There's so many different things that you can check on Google based on your age, your gender. That you can, okay. Let me see. For example, for men, there's another the load and carry. You should be able to load double your weight and
Mm-hmm.
walk. Uh, for men, 2 minutes hanging. That's one of the milestones of all of men. Uh, so yeah, there's so many different guidelines and milestone according to age and gender that you can just Google it, and it's so available now that we have all these platforms available to see how fit you are right now.
The greatest poison that is happening now in our generation is the fact that people are poisoning themselves by what they eat. So so as we are still talking about fitness, I want us to come to food. Um how do you help men be more conscious, and especially women, because sometimes men work out there, we don't manage the kitchen. Truth be told, we don't manage the kitchen, and by the time we come back home, we might not even be able to start cooking for ourselves the kind of things we want to eat. So when it comes to food and feeding, what do you have to say about that to help a man and a woman keep fit?
First of all, if there's so many layers to this conversation, because different houses, different relationships, different ways to see food, see your openness. Are, um, how willing are you to enjoy the food that that person already cooked? If you eat it, if you don't eat it, there's so many dynamics. But I think that everything comes down to communication.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if you're in your 20s, young couple, maybe you guys
You
are eating.
you can eat anything. You can eat anything in your 20s. When I was in my 20s, I eat everything. I don't mind, and I'm good.
You can order pizza, whatever. But now when you pass 30, 35,
Mm,
perimenopause, and men, we start to develop that dad bod past 32 ish. And
mm,
once you see that, okay, there's something going on with our bodies, you should talk, not ignore it, and see what are your boundaries, what are your likes, you don't, what do you like, what you don't like, what are you able to. Uh, there's a word for that. Let's say you like pizza, you like football and pizza, but baby, that pizza at 9:30 is not helping. The heartburn is killing us. So instead of pizza, maybe let's and you do something. You do something, but make sure that both, maybe both are not. They don't. Both don't agree to eat the same things, but at least you can understand each other. And if you ordered some wings and she's not eating the wings, you don't get mad. It's not that she doesn't want to share
right, right,
with
right.
you. It's that she don't benefit from the wings at 11 p.m. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to understand that. And maybe, I don't know, she's drinking, I don't know, beer or wine, or eating cake at 10:30. And he said, no, I can do that right now. And that's fine. So I think that's very important, because if not, people are going to start feel rejected. Oh, now you don't want to do this. And things can go the wrong way if there's no communication and understanding about fitness, and what we should eat to stay healthy.
Mm. Talk about the product that I see you belong to. I think they are protein sensitive, correct?
What?
The products that I
Yeah.
deliver to you, are they protein sensitive?
So I ordered protein. I ordered collagen. I ordered there's something called glutathione or glutation, um, and a vitamin called V daily, and nitric oxide.
Let's
So
talk about such products and supplements, right? As
yeah,
men advance in age, is it good for them to use supplements and products? And how can one verify the authenticity of a product? Because, for example, I'm somebody that is very careful what I put in my like you said, a few minutes ago, spiritually speaking or scripturally speaking, our body is the temple, right?
yeah.
Of God, not just anyhow temple, but temple of God. So we'll be careful what we do with our body. I'm someone that is very cautious about what we put in our body. So how can one, what do you have to say about supplements, and how can one verify the authenticity of some of the supplements out there?
That's very important. There's a few ways that you can verify the supplements, not only by reviews, 5 stars, 4.5. If they have, um, there's different entities that approve the practices of how they manage and the manufacturers. You can check if that product has those labels. There's another label. It's called NSF. That means that it's third party tested. That means that that product is being tested from a third party entity, and uh, they guarantee that the product, what you're buying and what you're reading on the label, that's
Hmm.
what you're really ingesting or taking. Uh, I think those are the most simple ways to verify. And if you have a friend that is using X or Y supplement, you can ask that person, no, what do you feel? Do you have you experienced any difference in your performance in general? Oh yes, or not really. So that's another.
That was you are pretty much talking about our situation here because because that was what happened the first time I met you. Like I'm like, what product is this? What product is this? And I've been interested in making plans. I said, listen, I want to be part of this, especially when you told me about how you looked. Talk about it. Talk about it. How you looked some years ago and now. Talk about that part.
So when I was okay, our second kid, let me see, I was 34,
Mm-hmm.
34, 35, and I was 240.
240.
Yeah, and I really didn't know why, because I was teaching and doing when I was teaching, but I'm the type of fitness instructor that I do the class. I don't coach the class. I teach, I coach, and I'm doing at the same time. Nothing wrong if you're a fitness instructor and you don't do the class, because when you take the certification, they say to you, the master trainer say to you, if you don't need to do the class. All you have to do is demonstrate, and then make sure that everybody is doing the right thing, and then, have proper form. But I like to do the class at the
Mm-hmm.
same time. So, and I was burning a lot of calories. I'm like, man, what's going on? I'm eating healthy. And that was the catch. That was the catch. I thought, what was my uh, definition of healthy items or healthy food was completely wrong. I I thought that eating Subway was healthy because Jared lost weight, and maybe it sounds like a joke, but I believe the marketing campaign, and I was like, yeah, eating in Subway it's good. So I remember eating my foot long with baked Lays or Sun Chips, followed by oatmeal cookies because oats, that's good. And I do like that because when I dug deeper into the recipe of oatmeal cookies, commercial oatmeal cookies, it is a little bit of oats, a ton of sugar, a lot of flour. Anyway, not the ideal thing for me to have.
Yeah.
At night, I was finishing my day with a lot of food. Yeah, it was cooked at home, but it was a lot of food. 9:30, 9:45. Then at 10:30, the whole ninja jar with a smoothie of mixed berries, peanut butter, honey. Yeah, it in paper that sounds those are nutritious items, but I don't need all those calories at 10:30. So I was packing and packing and packing and packing and growing and growing and growing, and I'm like, man, what's this? And I want to be a fit father, like
Yeah.
make an example. I don't want to tell my kids, Oh, I used to look. I used to do. I used to. No, no, no. I want to do. I don't
Mm.
want to. And let me see if I have. Let me see if I can show you real quick. I know that there's a way to do it from the.
Your picture, right?
Yeah, I have. I should be able to do it from the computer, but anyway, this is easier.
I was thinking there was a time you forwarded it to me. Guys, look at that. I mean, if you forward it to me, I can show it better.
I can forward it right now.
Wow. People, this will interest people to see. I'm even surprised how you moved down from that to how you are looking now. It's crazy.
All right, I just sent it to you, and it was in 3 months from 240 to 185.
But I need another picture right now so that people will be able to see what it was like, what it is now.
Okay, so let me send you a recent. This is so recent. Let me see. Yesterday, man, I have a lot of pictures from my job, and this is. mm,
Wow, this is when you were weighing 200 and what?
240.
240.
240. Mm-hmm.
Man, are you
And
here? Man, are you here? He's here to help us, man. We can't just keep. Listen, the older you get, there's this philosophy I have, Mr. Henderson. Let me see if you support it as a fitness professional. I have a personal philosophy, something that rings in my head, that the older I get, the slimmer I should be. I don't know where that came from, but it's something I rehearse in my mind. Like the older I get, the slimmer I should be.
I see the value on that. At the same time, muscle mass is very important, but yes, it's important not to be overweight. Very
Mm.
important, very important. So always try to have a spectrum when it comes to weight. Now, let's say 165 to 185. I can go as low as 21. This
So
number.
how does it apply when height and age is considered? So I'm 6 foot tall and I'm 44. So what is the ideal number for me?
Well, according to the guidelines, 189 to 195, depending if you're a thick, as or thick or thin individual. But sometimes guidelines are.
My God,
It
look
could
at
be.
this. Look at these people.
Oh,
Look at this. How, oh Lord have mercy. How did, oh my goodness. This is my New Year resolution for 2026.
bro, and it is simple, maybe not easy, because you have to have the mindset. You have to commit to it, but it's not difficult. It's just being consistent to just a few things, just four things: the
So
sleep.
you moved from this. You moved. How many years did it take you? How many years did it take you?
Okay, these two photos
Mhm.
has almost 11 years apart, but it didn't took. I lost weight. I lost the weight in 3 months. I've been like this from 185 to 195, 11 years now.
Wow.
So from that photo, I lost the weight to 185 in 3 months because, as I said, I was a fitness instructor. I was burning a lot of calories, but I was eating a lot. And if,
Yeah.
and if you when, for example, if you eat, how fast can you eat 1,200 calories? Very easy. You just sit with a molten or whatever and you eat it in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
you cannot burn 1,200 calories in 10 minutes. That's
Hmm.
the tricky part. When someone eats a dessert and say, I'll burn it off in the gym.
Hmm.
Yeah, right. It's not like that.
Hmm.
Food
Le-
always wins. Food always wins. So if you're not cognizant of how you eat, it's gonna be very difficult to
we we are out of time now because I wanted to keep this conversation within 1 hour space. I mean, just so that we all can have time to rest because we gotta go to work tomorrow. You know how it is in America here.
wake up at 5. I wake up at 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so but listen guys, let me say this. If you enjoy this conversation, let me know in the comment section. I'll be able to have my brother again, for continuation because we can do so many installments of this production. We can do so many. We in fact we fitness took almost all our time today talking about fitness. But listen, let me know in the comment section if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. Let me know because we've not talked about sex. Oh, why do men need sex? We've not talked about stress. We've not talked about sex. We've not talked about stress. There is a lot, even in the F dimension, because if you notice in our flyer, we have the F dimension, we have the C dimension, we have the X dimension, right? Even in the F dimension, we've not talked about faith very well. We've not talked about family. We've not talked about fight. As a man, what kind of fights must you get yourself involved? What kind of fight must you avoid, right? How do you fight for your
Mhm.
family, fight for your health? There's a whole lot we've not touched, but we want to keep it within an hour space so that you will be coming longing for more. But just know that this, my brother, is loaded. He is loaded with information. I want to take two things from you before we go. Number one, I want you to give us what your last words. I wonder what your last words will be, your last advice, your last submission. And number two, I want you to give us any mode of contact as a professional fitness coach, in case people want to reach out to you for advice or people want to reach out to you for that particular product. I mean, maybe we will talk about that product next time. I love the product personally. I really want to get deep into it. But people want to reach out to you for a good supplemental product that will help them. People want
Okay.
to reach out to you for advice in terms of fitness. You give us your preferable contact that they can use to reach out to you. But before that, what will be your last word on this production?
Wow. Eh, there's so many things that I want to say, but first of all, there's a lot of people that you can influence in a positive or negative way. And if you wake up every morning with the thought in mind that you could be a positive influence, and just like the song that says, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine,"
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that you're gonna proceed at your best, knowing that you're influencing positively or negatively everybody that is around you, even with a good morning, with a smile, with a frown, everything that you do, even people that are not, you're not aware that they're watching you. Maybe you did something, you say hi to someone, and that person felt happy. You're like, and you don't know it. You don't really know it. Maybe you open the door for an old lady in a
Yeah,
walker,
yeah,
and
yeah.
someone saw that from their vehicle, and they're like, wow. And you brighten their day just like that. So there's so many things that, so many examples. But yeah, if you're when you wake up, if you can take 5 to 10 minutes to set the day, the intention, what you want to do, and yeah, just rehearse in your mind your day, and that helps us not to be reactive but proactive, and you can be more intentional about your day, and things will be better
Yeah.
when you plan your day and not just
Yeah.
react. Because
Yeah.
we all been there, it's very easy just by waking up late. So yeah, that's basically
I
one of
like
the
that.
things that I
I
can.
really, I really love that because the other day I was in my lunch break, and this elderly, especially when you talk about opening door for the elderly, right? This elderly woman just came in. I'd already finished ordering my food and my helper's food, because when you speak like this, sometimes we write with a helper to, so that we can meet up the demand. And I noticed the woman was going through her purse, through her bag, going through her bag. She probably really didn't have the money to pay, and she was holding the line and everything. So I stood up, went to the cashier, gave her my card, and said, "I'm paying whatever she got. I'm paying for it." People are watching that. You have to seize every opportunity to put a smile on somebody's face. Every opportunity to put it. There was something I posted on my WhatsApp status recently. People might not understand how deep that is to me, and how personal it is to me. Somebody wrote a book recently and called it The Five Love Languages. You probably know about the book, the Five Love Languages, yeah? And I say, I mean, something about touch for those that are clingy, something about gift, for those that like gift, something about service for maybe a wife that needs the husband in the kitchen while she's cooking, something about quality time. He was talking about a lot of things. And I said, I think my love language is giving, not gift. There's a difference between giving and gifts,
Yeah.
right? My love language is giving. I love every opportunity I have to give something. Every day I'm looking for how to give something, whether it's a smile, an assistance, money, or like that elderly woman. I had to take care of, her food for the day. Another elderly woman, I also helped her to get a job. She was looking for a job. She don't know nobody in America. She just stumbled into me. I never knew her from anywhere. I took her to my friend who has an African business, and I said, "Can you employ this woman?" And my friend employed her.
Oh,
So we must always look out for opportunity to be a blessing to people around us. That's a very powerful last word. Somebody might say, but what does it have to do with living long? Yes, it has everything to do with living long, because prayer from those people can impact positively into your life. Like the people, there's something Bible said. Bible say when you give to the poor, you lend to God, meaning God likes it. Like giving to the poor equals to giving something to God. God receives whatever you give to the poor. Physically, the poor is taking it from you, but in the spirit realm, God is receiving it from you, right? So we must never look down on the helpless, the poor, the disadvantaged around us. We must always be on the lookout to. In fact, that's my last word I'm also giving. But tell us, if somebody want to contact you, how would they do that, sir?
all right. So my Facebook page. Let me. I don't want to misspell it. All right. So if you wanna go to Ludwig Henderson Fitness, but instead of fitness, FTNESS without the I, because someone I don't know why, but Facebook didn't allow me to have it fitness. So Ludwig Henderson FTNESS, like fitness without the I.
I'm gonna have you spell everything. Go ahead, Lud. How do you spell it?
LUDWIG. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let me see. Okay, we have a chat here. Okay, let me just write it on the chat. Oh, I didn't know that there were some people writing here. Oh, that's cool. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. No,
So
I'm so
how do you spell the fitness?
uh, F. I let me see if I can write here on the chat. Wow, I'm so used to Zoom that I don't know how to use this chat. Sorry.
You have to you teach me Zoom. I want to get into Zoom. I've been hearing a lot about Zoom, but this platform is also very simple. Has a lot of features. Very beautiful platform. But I think
Yeah.
there's a way you can even infuse this platform with Zoom.
Huh. Okay, so fitness, the way
Yes.
I have it on my
F
Facebook is
uh-huh.
FTNESS.
FTN
ESS.
ESS. Oh, that like a shorter version, right?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so look at
Yep.
what is
Yep.
on the screen.
Yep.
Is this what it is?
Yes, sir.
All right. So people, we have that information on the screen. If please go to his Facebook page, do follow him, right? You have any fitness related questions, chat him up. Tell him you watched his production, on Samuel's platform. Ask him any question. Stay engaged, stay in touch, so that you can learn how to. Man, we must fight to live longer for our children. We must fight. We didn't even come to the fight part of our discussion. we settled on the fitness part of our discussion. But man, we must fight to live longer for our children and our family. All right. But hey, still to come, we have stress, managing stress, handling stress. We have sex. Oh, yes. We are no longer scared to talk about sex. Of course, we have that one. Still to come, we have family, we have faith, we have a whole lot. Please make sure you follow my brother, make sure you follow me, and share this live production. If it blessed you, it's guaranteed that it will bless another person. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We did it. We did it. We did it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I am trying very hard not to abuse it. I want you to be able to go catch some rest. Me too. I'll have to catch some rest because tomorrow is another 240 something stops. Imagine doing 240 something stops. So, so thank you so much, sir. We are so honored to have you. God bless you. And please, we are hoping to have you again.
No, I'm more than thrilled. I'm very happy that we finally did it, and I really hope that people can get the most out of this conversation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the production for today. My brother, my friend, Mr. Lovewood Henderson, this guy is the real deal. I'm telling you, his testimony, his life journey, how he leads his life, leads his family is just so beautiful and so amazing, right? When you talk about fitness coaching, he's not the kind that just tells you what to do. He's the kind that wants to hold you by your hand and do it with you, right? I'm telling you, he has so much wisdom. You need to get in touch with him. Ask him any question that you have in your mind to ask. Get any direction that you want to get. His handle is still on the screen. If you are on Facebook, please use that handle and search for him on Facebook, and you'll be able to establish contact with him. If you enjoy this, do not forget to share it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are drawing the curtain. I am your friend and your brother, Samuel Namdi. I'm a reverend gentleman, also an ambassador of the State of Israel, and it's been my greatest honor, greatest pleasure to host this live production. Listen, there are yet so many to come. We have so much other things to discuss. I have so many other guests that want to come here and be a blessing to us. Please do follow me. And I'm giving a shout out to Uche Lawrence. Thank you for being here. Everybody that joined, thank you guys for being here. Well, God bless you. Until I see you again, please remain hopeful, peaceful, blessed, favored, and tomorrow, consciously do something nice for somebody. It lengthens your life. Good deed can make you live long. Find somebody to do something nice for tomorrow. Put a smile on somebody's face tomorrow. And if you do that, I'm sure that God will bless you. Thank you. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye now.